Welcome to the final round of the Balance of Power Season 2 series presented by RWB. I'm Jester, and I'm joined by my commentary partner Marco. Today we're at hallowed ground, a mecca of American racing, and the place that has hosted Formula One, NASCAR, IndyCar, Trans Am, Can-Am, and like it does today virtually, sports car racing. Of course, it could be none other than Watkins Glen International. Watkins Glen is a 5.5 kilometer circuit with 11 turns, 5 to the left and 6 to the right, with heavy elevation changes and long sweeping turns. Nestled within the town of Dix, the Glen is the favourite to many, both nationally and internationally. The 70-year-old venue was originally a street circuit in New York, but has seen very little change since it became a permanent fixture in 1971, unlike many tracks around the world, and it is rare that a track can be so timeless with how motorsport has come. This place is a place that demands that you are braver and more committed than your rivals, and since this is an older circuit, it is not afraid to punish you with grass runoffs if you run too wide. Today's race will be a little bit different from the rest of the series, as this is the final round, and we will have 90 minutes of non-stop action here for you. For the first time in this series, driver will be required to pit for fuel and tyres, which adds an element of strategy around. Given this is a race of this race is more of an endurance race than the previous 5. Which cars do you see going the distance, Marco?
To be fair, it's not really an endurance race, and it really depends on how you approach the race in terms of strategy. Like, for example, you could, as we see Hugo Gomez going into the pit lane in reverse gear.
Looking for him, it's only
you should definitely not do this, but yeah, where was I? Like, there are like many ways to go about it. Like, you could split the 90 minutes in half and drive 2 45-minute stints on 2 sets of tires individually, and with as little fuel as possible, which would be more of the risky way to do it. But if you want to look for a safer approach, you should probably try to reach your 1 hour mark in the race, where you have full information of when you are going, how the weather is going to be for the rest of the race, and fuel up the car and adjust your tires according to that. And this is probably the best way to go about it, because like I mentioned, the information about the weather is crucial in a race like this, and you are going in pretty much blind for the last 15 minutes of the race when you pit in the middle of the race. So it's very interesting to see which drivers taking which approach.
That's fair enough. Who do you think this the longer session benefits? Do you think it benefits people that are usually front runners in this kind of series, like for example Tyrion or Banks, or do you reckon they favour some of the not to disparage them or anything, maybe some of the slower drivers maybe?
I think it should suit the quicker drivers even more, because like, if you have a race over 90 minutes in total, then you have even more time than the 30 minutes that is the normal race length normally, to build a gap due to your pace advantage.
Yeah, but wouldn't you perhaps maybe maybe Tyrion's thinking maybe he's going to play it safe with the pit stops, which means that someone like maybe Martin, who can be a bit more aggressive, Martin Schaefer, who can be a bit more aggressive with his pit stop strategy and hopefully try and get some track position.
I mean, also another approach that I didn't really mention is that you take a rather early pit stop, like around the 30 to 35 minute mark, to undercut everyone in the field that you're racing against. So if you have practiced a lot and your pace is really good, but it might be worth taking this kind of strategy, since it's not that easy to pass here with all those long sweeping corners where it's not that easy to follow the car in front of you for a long time.
That's fair enough. Well, hopefully we're going to see many different types of strategies here today. We have 22 cars in the field today, and they've just set up just for getting ready for the start procedure.
How many cars are going to crash in the first sector, do you think?
In the first sector, I'm going to say 2. Watkins Glen's quite wide. It's quite a wide track. I don't think...
Yeah, but if something goes wrong, especially in the first sector, it goes really, really wrong. So
that's true.
I hope we don't see any crashes, but
we'll see,
depending on where in the field someone loses their car, we might see a full course yellow being called.
Well,
we're green. Okay, already.
We'll find out, because we are green. We are ready, racing away. Tyrion on pole, like, we didn't have any qualifying this time, because grid order was based on championship standing. So Tyrion is the man with the most to lose in this one. And it doesn't look like anyone's dead, which is very different to what you were expecting there, Marco. Well, around the boot for the first time, not the boot, sorry. Around the chicane for the first time, coming into turn 5 here. Our new thing is saying there was an accident involving the number 46, which is that's pinpoint in the Porsche. But he's still on track, so it doesn't look like it was a big incident, maybe just a bit of a rubbing of doors. But pretty sedate on our first lap here by the looks of it. Pretty sedate indeed. Not very much happening. A couple of grid position changes, but it looks like Lemmica's gone all the way down to the back. Don't know where he started, but I'm pretty sure he was pretty far up, wasn't he? Probably midfield.
I think it was P14 or something like this. So
P14, but he's all the way down the back.
Yeah, you can already see the front bumper has taken quite a bit of damage, and you need to wonder whether he will need to adjust his strategy now to repair the damage, or even have to pit a second time.
Maybe he'll pit earlier to try and make that more aggressive strategy work, perhaps.
So something else that we need to mention for the viewers at home, that this round will provide double points on the finishes. So instead of 100 points that you would normally receive for a race finish, it will be 200, for example. So since we have only one race in the final 6 rounds of this championship instead of 2, the way it was like the previous 5 rounds, and with the drop round system, it wouldn't be worth racing this round otherwise. So that's an adjustment to the point system to encourage more racing today.
Well, in that case, Tyrion definitely does have the most to lose, because I'm pretty sure he's in second place right now in the championship. Jack Alexander isn't here today. So if things stay as they are, Tyrion might be the championship winner. I'm just going to double check that. Okay, so Tyrion is on 653 points. It's Eddie Warden, in fact, who is 760. He's leading the championship, but Eddie is not here today. So this is the golden opportunity for Tyrion here to win the whole season, right at the dying grasps. A win here, since it is 200 points, would put him on 853, which would make him champion of RWB Season 2, or Balanced Power Season 2.
Yeah, I think I need to stop your hype for a second, because since Eddie didn't race today, his dropped round of round 2 with... Yeah, so he will get those 173 points from the... I believe it was Bathurst races, as we see Daniel Barnett, not taking the bus stop chicane very well and spinning out in the middle part of it. So, and now he needs to look rejoin and.
The 2 drop rounds for Eddie would be, it would also be round 4 where he got 180, 2 P2s.
No, I think there's only 1 drop round in total, so since...
Oh, is there only?
Yeah. At least
so yeah. I think it's, if Tyrion wins this one, I think it would still work out to him being the winner. The championship leader. I'm looking at it now.
No, because no matter how we twist it, the 173 points from round 2 for Eddie would play towards his championship tally, so...
Are they already calculated though? Is what I'm asking.
Yeah, it is. It is at least on the standings website on the RWB page.
Okay. Oh no, so the points is already including his drop round, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, they've already the championship table's already taken drop rounds into account by the looks of it. Leave me all the way down at the bottom in 27th place. Nowhere near the leaders, and I don't own this track, so that's why I'm here on commentary today instead of out there on track. Also, don't know Watkins Glen at all. Well, not from a racing standpoint. I've seen plenty of racing on it, and I know which way it goes round. I know the corners. And for commentary, that's pretty much all you need.
Accident involving number 4. That must be Mad Al. So,
Someone's
as
also
we are
in the pits.
looking from his rear ring, and he has Wouter Vleyen in his rear view mirror. So, and he's getting very close to his rear bumper. So we might see some action happening very soon.
I believe that is also Sergio in the pits. So he has come in. He's going to have to make another stop because we have got an hour and 23 left. And I don't think there's a car in this game that will do an hour and 23 instead of like a tank of fuel.
It depends on which fuel map you're using. So I think like if you really want to stretch it, the Mercedes might be able to do it on map 2, but I haven't tried it myself, so I can't really have a final right verdict on it.
Well, okay, there's another conversation starter. How important do you reckon fuel saving is going to be in this?
I don't think it's going to be very important. So since you will need to pit anyway because of the tires, since they will be working very hard on those long sweeping 11 corners that this track has to provide.
And of course,
so
and GT3 racing, it is, if you change your tyres, it is an automatic 30-second stop, no matter how much fuel you put in.
Yeah, so...
Well, mostly anyway.
As we see Nathan Shirley trying to get further into the top 10 by overtaking Peter Wager. Who, oh no, he puts it in the wall, and
that was Wager, wasn't it? That was Peter Wager.
That was Wager, so he
pretty
lost
nasty hit into the wall there.
Yeah, he lost the rear end of his lovely Ferrari going out of the bus stop chicane and slams it into the wall, and if it goes wrong, he will most likely suffer the same fate as Sergio Lemke, who had to pit just now.
And it does look like Wager has stopped on track around the chute.
That's very unfortunate.
That is unfortunate indeed. So early into this 90-minute long race as well, and there's no second chances. He's still not moving, which is very awkward, very concerning almost.
Yeah, that might probably be the end of Wager's race.
Very possible. It's a nasty slide coming out of the chicane there. But as I said in the intro, Watkins Glen is an old track and it isn't afraid to punish it. None of that Paul Ricard style concrete runoff. It's grass and walls around here. Vargas still hasn't moved.
Going into the pits is Felix Fritschef right now in P19, so he must be having some issues as well. So this is something that the cameras might have missed. So maybe he had a collision as well, or some other issues that he needs to deal with.
Very possible. I wonder why Felix hasn't moved yet.
I mean, Peter, but
Sorry, Peter. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, it's very unusual. Like maybe some hardware issues with the wheel.
Yeah.
Because the way he lost the rear end, like it was a very unusual position to lose it into the bus stop chicane. Like most people, like Daniel Barne, for example, he lost it while being in the middle of the chicane. But Vargas' car seemed settled around here, so
We have another stop on track at the chicane. I'm not sure if this is starting to be a map bug. Who is that? I believe. I don't know who that is. Who is that? Sorry, hang on. I'm just enlarging in my map to see if I can see who that is. That is the. That's the 666 part of Route of Leon. It's stuck there at the chicane. Same place that Vargas stopped. I don't know what's going on there.
yeah, so the camera didn't seem to have caught on to him having an accident, but like it remains to be known what caused him to stop. Like maybe we see it on the cameras now.
Hopefully we'll get a look once the people come through that.
It is neither the Audi of Wouter or the Ferrari of Vargas, so it is most likely a map bug, I assume.
I'll have a look through. We're not on board with anyone from that right now, unfortunately. We're on board with Tyrion, championship leader, getting very pressured by Dean Lee Banks behind him. Still within a second, I believe. Yep, 0.4 is the gap. Lap 7 here of an estimated 50.
Yeah, Tyrion and the Honda really seem to be a match made in heaven. Ever since he picked that car up from the 6 hours of Suzuka a few weeks ago, he seems to be almost unstoppable.
Serious speed in that car.
Yeah.
But it is a squirrely, nervy little thing. It's going to be interesting to see if he can hold on to it for 90 minutes. As good as Tyrion is, all it takes is one snap round here, and that's it.
Yeah, but as we were talking about endurance races, if you don't have anything to do in exactly 1 week time, another endurance race from RWB will be taking place. It will be the 12 hours of Nürburgring coming up.
Yes.
On the coming Saturday. So it will be broadcasted in this exact place, in this exact channel from
Might drop by.
yeah.
Commentate a little bit.
Yeah. 12 a.m. British summertime is when the race will start, or 1 p.m. Central European summertime will be the starting time for the race.
We'll go all the way to midnight.
Or even 1 a.m.
Or 1 a.m. for anyone who is European and not British. Lap number 7. Tyrion still in the lead. Oh, little squirrel there from Felix there, who is about to be a lap down, if not more than that. I think he's already a lap down, isn't he, for Felix?
I think he's about to get lapped for the first time, so...
No, he's already a lap down.
Oh, really? Like...
Yeah, he's on lap 6. Everyone else on lap... Oh, no, maybe not, actually. I think you're right. Yeah, he's about to get lap for the first time. I'm an idiot. All right. Fantastic commentary there from me.
No, that's we are. Why there are two of us today, so we
Indeed,
can
yeah.
cover each other's up.
Exactly.
Oh.
We've got both of us have got half a brain, and together we make one full brain.
Yeah, as we watch the rear wing mirror from Oliver Curtin and Ross Hayden in P7, with a surprisingly good season from him overall, almost losing the rear end of his Porsche coming out of turn 1.
Indeed, yeah. It's very scary out there, knowing that only one mistake, and there's no second chances. It's get rather scary out there. But even though not really an endurance race, it is considering the rest of the season, it does have an endurance race feel about it. 3 times as long as any other race, and even longer than most other races, the 2 other races combined. It's like they're doing 3 races today, back to back to back, with no breaks. I don't think any of them out there are going to be driving at 100%, at least for the first half an hour or so, I'd imagine, maybe even the first hour. I think they'd be more focused on trying to keep pace with those in front of him, and not crashing and dying.
Yes, we got the message on the bottom of our screen. An accident involving car number 4, so Maddow seems to be in trouble again as he drops down to P15 as it seems.
Uh-oh.
So it's really not going his way right now.
Does not look like it, does it? He's dropped all the way down.
Yeah, he dropped down from P11 to P15, so maybe there was some door banging or rubbing that didn't go quite his way, or he dropped a wheel on the grass. It remains to be known, but what we know is that Maddow lost 4 positions right now and now finds himself in P15 trying to fight eat past Miko Sky and RWB Pinpoint in the Porsches respectively.
He is 9 seconds behind Sky right now, so he's actually just trying to fend off Jack Mason. They're in the 19 McLaren. So far, aside from a couple of offs, it's been remarkably, well, like I said, they won't be driving at 100% just yet. It's been rather uneventful as everyone just tries to hustle the car around at a decent pace without falling off. But
Yes, we just saw Felix touching the tire wall coming out of the left-hand corner. So he might be having some issues again with like a loss of straight line speed most likely. As he lets Hugo Gomez in.
Was that? Oh, he's just passing all that car. That's Felix behind him.
Yeah. So Hugo's still trying to keep up with the podium runners right now, so if Tyrion Banks and Plate start to fight a little bit, it will put him right into the contention for a podium or even a win.
To be fair to Felix, he's been there for the last, what, 3 laps? And he's still not that far away from the leaders. He does have decent pace. It's just unfortunate that he had that accident that he was involved in. But there is plenty of time to make it up. People are going to fall off the track. A lot more people are going to have accidents. A lot more people are going to start squeezing each other where they really shouldn't be squeezing them. This race is a long one. There's plenty of time to make this stuff up. Felix does go a bit wide there. I think he did break a bit too deep. I think he is trying to get some more pace back in that car. Try and keep up with the leaders, and hopefully they can pull him through. Bit of slipstream. Dean Lee Banks has been keeping that gap very consistent. He's still only 5 tenths behind Tyrion. This could be one to watch. I think this... where is Dean in the championship right now? He's in 4th. Martin Schaefer, he's in 7th. It's all very, very tight. From 3rd place till about 10th. There's a lot of people in that battle. I think, by the looks of it, only 50 points separates everyone from 3rd to 10th in the championship. So one mistake is disastrous. One great points finish when everyone else falls by the wayside is going to give you a lot of places up. So, just to clarify that. So, 3rd place currently in the championship is Jack Alexander, who is not here today, but he has already had 2 drop rounds. Well, 2 races that he didn't start. Or 2 didn't. He's had 2 that he didn't finish in round 3. I think that's at Laguna Seca. He had 2 that he didn't finish last week, round 5. And he's not here today either. Dean Lee Banks, who's currently running the 2nd. On 574 points, 1 point behind Jack Alexander. So more than likely, if things keep running as they are, he's going to slip into 2nd place rather, or 3rd place. Sorry. Daniel Barnett in 5th in the championship. He's had a bit of a mare really. He's down in 10th, as he did come off the track earlier, but he has clawed his way back. Like I said, back in 10th place, but still 9 seconds behind 9th place, but there is plenty of time to make that up. Emo Plate, who is here today, he's in 3rd place. He's in 6th in the championship, 4 points behind Daniel Barnett. Very interesting battle going on there. And then 1 point behind Emo is Martin Schaefer in that BMW, who's currently running in 5th. And then after Martin is Hugo Gomez, who's currently running in 3rd place today. Oliver Curtin, who I don't think is here today. No, he is. He's in 6th place, sorry. Oliver Curtin's here. He's in 9th place. And finally, it's Ross Hayden, who is also here. He's running the 6th. So this battle here does mean a lot for the championship. All of those people have had drop rounds already, or races that they haven't started. Oh no! Who's that in the background? That's one of the BMWs. Is that Craig Fairweather? I think it is, isn't it? Bit of a disaster there for Craig. Hit the wall. Not great. But yeah, like I said, this race and what happens in this race does have a lot of bearing on the championship and who places where. I'm pretty sure a lot of the guys in that top running will be very acutely aware of that fact, not wanting to make any mistakes and definitely not wanting to push until the last 30 minutes, saving their concentration, their energy. But then there are some mad fuckers in there who are perfectly happy with pushing for a whole 90 minutes, and they are capable of doing that. Let's see who is ready to do that, or if anyone can do that. We're on lap number 30 now of a predicted 50, and hopefully we're going to start seeing some of these alternate pit strategies come out. Some people that have already pitted. Oliver Curtin has jumped into the pits. I'm not sure if that's for damage or for fuel and tyres, but he is blinking first. I think it is a bit early for fuel and tyres, so I think he has got damage, which is a bit of a shame for Olivier. Sorry, mate. Olivier Curtin. But the people who have pitted so far, it says that Al Gartner has. I don't think that's the truth, though. I think this is lying to me. I suppose we'll see, though. Olivier is still in the pits. That 111 Lamborghini. He was in the lead battle, but he has had to come into the pits. I'm not sure if this is for fuel and tires, or if he's managed to get some damage. We'll see. This top three.
Tyrion seems to be in trouble because Banks is right up a slipstream, and Emma Plate is also looking for a move going into the bus stop chicane. So
indeed,
who will keep his composure the best?
This is going to get very spicy, I think.
They remain in the same position, so nothing has changed so far. But
this top three, they have started to pull away from the rest of the pack. The next person behind them is Hugo Gomez, who is now 4 seconds behind. This pack is getting very spicy.
Yeah, but as we mentioned, like, it only takes some kinds of squabbling to...
Why is that?
I don't know.
What the...
I don't know, is it like some subscriber alert or something?
I don't know.
Because I remember us...
It was a subscriber noise.
Oh, thanks for the subscribing, Obi. So, thank you for subscribing, Obi. I hope you enjoy the stream.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah,
I don't know if that says more about me or anything else, but I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, I was thinking through all my tabs as well.
I did exactly the same thing.
Yeah, so we see the top three right up each other's bumpers again, so... And the gap seems to be going down for Hugo Gomez to the leading pack, and it only takes some kind of squabbling to bring Hugo back into the game for a podium finish. But Tyrion seems to be a bit further into the lead and doesn't seem to worry about a dive bomb from D&D Banks into the bus stop chicane.
I'm just worried. I'm wondering what happened to Olivia Curtin, who is just coming past the main straight now. He did have to stop. I'm not sure what he stopped for. But he is now a lap down. But I suppose time will tell if that will be strategy based or just damage based.
Yeah, I really doubt it. So I think you're putting yourself on the back for trying to carry a set of tire for more than 60 minutes on a racetrack like this.
Yeah,
so
it was being a bit early. I was talking about it. I said we were going to start having, hopefully, some of these different strategies start coming soon. I didn't expect Olivier to jump so early, so I don't think it was actually. Intentional stop. Update on Varga and Vlayan. They are both out. The reason they've stopped on track, according to the map, is because they're not there anymore. They have disconnected. As has Martin Schaefer. So that's not good for his series standings. Schaefer stopped and retired on lap 12.
that's a bummer.
5, Peter Varga on lap 4, and Sergio Lemeca on lap 3. So we still have 18 runners left here. Is that another person stopped on track? The number 25? So Nathan Shirley is falling down the order.
Oh no, not... it's so unfortunate. He was doing so well in this race. He gained, I think, 12 positions in the first few laps, so...
He did very well. But he's sliding all the way down now. I'm not sure if he's also going to retire or if he can continue that car, but it doesn't look like he is. I think he has retired. So, commentator's curse, we're now down to 17 runners. You guys still running?
There seems to be no sign of Tyrion cracking down under the pressure from the two Mercedes guys behind him.
He has had them behind him for 16 laps now.
Yeah, like at some point it's just start feeling like second nature having them behind you all the time, so I think he's so used to that it doesn't bother him that much anymore.
Maybe for a good driver, not for me, but...
At some points it becomes like a psychological advantage. The guy behind you thinks, oh my god, I can't pass Tyrion in that case, and Tyrion thinks, yeah, he's been so close to me for like over 30 minutes now. I don't think he will pass me unless I make a mistake. As we see Deanly Banks going very wide in turn 1 and getting himself most likely a track limit warning by going over the curb on the left hand side of the track.
Yeah. Just to talk about that, the psychological thing, wouldn't you start being worried that maybe the guy behind you is going to start doing something a bit more drastic to try and get past you?
Probably, but in a league like this where you've where you know most of the drivers, like you know what everyone is up to and how far they are willing to push to gain the position over you.
I suppose it also does help that we've still got an hour left, and doing any silly moves would be detrimental to everybody.
Yeah. I mean, there are definitely drivers that go for a move as early as they can, but like right now when I look at the names, like the people who's on the server seem to be level-headed enough to not go for any like overly ridiculous overtaking maneuver where the risk outweighs the reward for all.
Does help them. Fair enough. Okay, so as I said before, we've still got 17 runners still left in this race. We have lost 6 people. No, sorry, not Craig Fairweather. We've lost 5 people. We've lost Nathan Shirley, Martin Chafer, Wouter Vlayen, Peter Varga, and Sergio Lemica. They're all out already. We've still got an hour to go here, so we might see more people get out of this race. This BMW on the back of Giorgio Minga is very quick. I think Giorgio is a lap down.
Yeah, that's Craig Fairweather unlapping himself from Giorgio, from the damage that he suffered in their battle earlier on this race.
I've raced against Giorgio, being at the back of the pack with, because I'm slow, but Giorgio, fair play to him, even though he may not be the fastest driver on the grid, he is very consistent, and that kind of plays to his strengths in a race like this, I think. He is very consistent, he doesn't often make mistakes, he just keeps holding the laps in.
Yeah, that's Craig Fairweather unlapping himself from Giorgio. I mean, something that might be interesting for Giorgio to look out for in the next days is taking some lessons from the driving trainers that RWB has to offer that will help you out with your racing lines and everything about racing in ACC or other sims for completely free.
I thought about doing them, I'll be honest. I thought about doing them, but we'll see. Maybe you'll see me winning a championship in a few decades' time.
Look out for in the next days is taking some lessons from the...
Is it me, or is the front of Damien's McLaren a little beat up there as he goes very wide?
Yeah, it seems to be beat up.
It's not massively beat up, but it is pretty scuffed.
Yeah, just some scratches over the paint, as it seems, since he is still up in P11, which would be his... I believe it would be his best finish in this season overall. Like, maybe below the Singaporean driver, where it's like 4 AM on where he lives, probably.
What a trooper.
Yeah.
I wonder if that damage isn't actually damage though, because like you said, he is from Singapore, and the ping is not very good. So I wonder if it is literally just maybe a bug in the replay camera where well, maybe he didn't go off, but the server thought that he did.
I don't
It
think
happens
it's
sometimes.
like this. Like maybe like he braked a tiny bit too late and hit the rear end of the car in front of him, and he fell victim to the concertina effect on the opening laps of the race. But
It's very
it
possible.
doesn't seem to be that
Yeah.
rate of a damage.
It does not. It does not appear to be affecting him. I'm just wondering if it is just visual damage, and maybe it's just a ping thing. Maybe that's what I'm saying. But it doesn't matter because he is right on the back of Jack Mason, 2 seconds behind him. Tyrion is coming round to Tyrion and the two people behind him, I should say, to Dean Lee Banks and Emo Plate. They are about to cross the line to start lap 20. 54 minutes left in this race. And you got to wonder, maybe one of those two guys behind Tyrion are going to start maybe thinking about trying to go for the overcut. Or the undercut, sorry. Because you can't stay behind him forever. And if you can't catch him, maybe you can do some pit strategy and hopefully get out ahead of him in some clean air. Or maybe you just want to sit in his slipstream, let him pull you along and wait for him to blink first.
So Al Gardner seems to be doing quite a very good job today, as he is up into P7 right now, just passing Ross Hayden in the number 82 Porsche. And for Al Gardner, I think that will be by far his best result of the season so far, if he manages to keep it like this.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, no. Yeah, Al Gardner. Where is he in the championship right now? What's his best finish? Al Gardner in the Audi. His best finish is P16. So yeah, he has been doing remarkably well. Up in P7. Do you reckon the Audi suits this kind of tracks? We do have quite a few Audis up in the top 10. Daniel Barnett and Al Gardner. Come to think of it,
Yes.
there's like just a lot of mid-engine cars there. Apart from the Mercedes, they're all mid-engined.
Yeah, so right now no one really has a grasp on what are the best cars on the new USA DLC tracks, but a opinion that many people share is that, for example, that the Porsche is a very good car around Watkins Glen. The Ferrari is supposedly very good. The McLaren with his very great aerodynamics should also be good, at least inferior on this track, but at this point it does seem like every car is like competitive enough in the right hands to have a very good result in a race like this.
Yeah.
So it seems like Kunos have done a great job on BOPing the cars for the USA DLC tracks.
Yeah. Here's a something to maybe something motorsport adjacent, but still maybe not about this race. If you could have picked any other tracks to go in the USA DLC, what would they have been?
I would say Road America.
Road America. That's exactly what I was going to say. I love Road America. It's such a good track.
It's like the monster from the USA.
Yeah,
like very long
good.
straights, very good racing on it.
Bit of Nürburgring in there with the carousel as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for Sebring as well, mostly because I grew up playing Forza Motorsport 4, and that's on there, and I love Sebring, right?
I mean, Sebring is well known for its bumpy nature, so if you're missing that, I think you'll be very happy racing the Indy Road Course, so it's by far the most bumpy track in this game, I can guarantee you.
For me, for Sebring, it's the reason I love it so much is because of the nostalgia, because like Forza Motorsport 4. Growing up playing that. Sebring's on there. Love Sebring. A lot of my favourite tracks actually come from old racing games that I used to play in my childhood.
Oh, you know which track? I think it's not on the SRO calendar, but which track I would die for to get in a DLC for ACC?
Yeah, go on.
Long Beach.
Oh yeah. Long Beach is brilliant. If they ever make a IMSA game, that'd be great. Like instead of like it's like a SRO instead of an SRO game, it's an IMSA game. You get the DPIs and stuff like that, mate. That'd be great.
I think they have these kinds of DLCs for Automobilista too, so and they're really amazing. Like also with the old Indy cars, or rather Champ Car Series cars that were involved in those DLCs. It's so much fun to drive with these tracks in them, and it's so satisfying to get a good lap together.
What else is on the IMSA calendar? We've got Good Soka, Mid Ohio. That's great. I really like racing around Mid Ohio and I trying to speak now. On iRacing. In the Skippies, Mid Ohio is brilliant. What else is there? Belle Isle.
Oh yeah, like I'm so sad that IndyCar won't race there anymore. Also like one of the super bumpy tracks.
Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. I never really got with Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Never really liked it.
I actually don't know which track you're referring to right now. The only Canadian track that I know is the Toronto Street Course.
Yeah, Canadian Tire Motorsport. I don't think it's actually in Canada. I'm gonna look where it is, but I don't think it's actually in Canada. I know it is. It's in Ontario. Yeah, it's very. There's no. I don't know. It's kind of bland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's July 1st, July 3rd, so it's already happened last week. IMSA. Yeah. And then there's Lime Rock, which is also another pretty bland track, but I actually won my first iRacing race there. So, last week. Road America, and then VIR. I love VIR. VIR is brilliant. And then Road Atlanta as well. I really like Road Atlanta as well for the same reason I like Sebring, because it was on Forza Motorsport 4. I think Road Atlanta is brilliant. A lot of people don't like it though because of the first couple of corners are really awkward.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always up for a good challenge when it comes to racing tracks, and I always love it when there are sequences on racing tracks where the good drivers are able to show how much better they are than other drivers in the field, and like practice really gets rewarded.
Yeah.
Like if you know what I mean.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So if you were to add any track in the world to this game, it would be Long Beach, yeah?
Oh, in the world.
In the world, yeah. Let's go for the world. Why not?
Yeah, so
any track in the world to this game. What would it be?
yeah, so since I'm German, I'm legally obliged to say Nordschleife.
Right. I'm gonna make a lot of enemies here and say my favourite German track is actually the Hockenheimring.
I mean, like, it's also an amazing track, but like, I'm gonna sound like a boomer right here and say that whenever I watch like footage from the old Hockenheimring, like before
you mean the old F1 footage, yeah.
Yeah. So like, I'd love to see F1 race on this configuration today, but I get why they change it. So.
What track would I like?
Macau.
Oh god, no, fuck Macau. Not a chance, mate. Are you mental?
Phillip Island?
Maybe?
Emma Plate pulls into the pit lane, and he's the first out of the lead group
Here
to
we
go
go.
for a pit stop. It's
Right on
bang
schedule.
in the middle of the race.
Right bang in the middle. I wonder if Tyrion and Dealey Banks are going to go for the half an hour. I wonder if Banks is going to start pitting off in the middle. I suppose we'll see, won't we? Be very interested if they pit at the same time, wouldn't they?
Yeah, so right in the pit stops, so when you position your cars wrong, so that will cost you a few seconds because like your in-game pit crew will need to move your car into the pit box you release, and that will lose you like 3 to 4 seconds compared to when you're doing it right. So it's crucial to nail it, especially when the gaps are less than a second to your competitors.
So I'm going to keep an eye on pit stops for the top 10. So Hugo's pitted apparently. We didn't see that. Hugo Gomez. Yep, he's pitted. He was in what, 4th place? Hang on, what's happened to? Oh, Emma. Sorry, yeah, I'm stupid. Emil Schoblum. I can't even. Sorry, mate. Schoblum. I think it's Schoblum, isn't it? Yeah. Well, he's in the 3rd place now, but he has yet to pit, and Emma is in the pit currently. So I'm going to start There's a lot of people in the pits right now. Who else is in there? Someone else is coming. Oh, hang on. There you go. Dealey Banks is coming in. He's had his pit stop, or he's coming in for his pit stop now. Al Gartner is also pitted from 9th place, and so has Pinpoint, by the looks of it. So, 4 of the top 10. No, not. Oh, sorry, a lot more than 4. So we've had Banks has just come in for his pit stop, and then we've also had Emma Plate, who's already served his pit stop, is back out on track. Emil Schoblum has just also come in. Daniel Barnett hasn't pitted yet. Miko Sky hasn't pitted yet. Jack Mason hasn't pitted yet. Hugo Gomez has pitted. Jack Gomez pitted on. Let's have a look. Let's see. He has pitted on lap 23. And then Al Gartner has also pitted, Hugo Gomez has pitted, and Pinpoint is also pitted. So we've still got 1, 2, 3 people in the top 10 who haven't pitted yet. There'll be Our Lady Tyrion. We've also got Daniel Barnett that hasn't pitted, and Jack Mason hasn't pitted either. So it should be interesting to see when these guys pit, get some different strategies. And we'll see if Tyrion can keep a hold of his lead and get some good laps in before he comes in for his pit stop.
So yeah, normally an overcut should be the way to go on ACC, because like even though GT3 tires are allowed to use warming blankets, it takes quite some time for the tires to reach the optimal pressure range. So in that time, in theory, you should be losing out on pace compared to the person who stayed out.
Yeah.
So I expect Tyrion to keep his lead as long as nothing goes majorly wrong in his pit stop.
That's fair enough. As for what track I'd add, it'd probably be Red Bull Ring. Just to answer that question, since we left the office, since everyone was pitting, I think Red Bull Ring. Yep.
Yeah, so since you mentioned Red Bull Ring, I think we can give a shout out to one of our drivers, Radek Schuller. Actually, not the first guy in our RWB leaderboards, but the second guy right in front of me. He's marshalling at the Formula 1 weekend this time around on the final corner.
Hey, fair enough. If you're watching, mate, give us a wave on the broadcast.
Yeah. And when someone crashes on the last corner again, tell them hi from us.
Yeah. And then a Charger in the chat would also like to see Smallbug, Red Bull Ring. I always like I like the Red Bull Ring. I think it's great. Very simplistic, but very, very fast and flowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of track that I like. Let's see if we've had any other pit stops. We have not just yet, I think. Oh no, I think we have actually. Maybe? No, we haven't. Daniel Barnett is now up into second though. And Jack Mason's up into fourth, but as we said, they are yet to pit. We'll keep an eye on the pit stops, see if anyone gets jumped in the pit lane. I wish we could see how long their pit stops was. Oh no, we can. So, Emo did a 1 minute 11 pit stop from entry to exit. Hugo Gomez did a 1 minute 13.8 pit stop. Slower than Emo. Dean Lee Banks might be the bigger loser here because he has done a 1 minute 31 pit stop. So that's 15, so almost 20 seconds slower than Emo Plate.
I wonder what took him so long, or did Emo just not
damage,
take new
maybe.
tires? Like, I don't think he had any damage that needed to be fixed necessarily.
Just to round it off, Emil did a 1 minute 15 pit stop. Miko Sky did a 1 minute 15. Al Gartner did a 1 minute 21. And what's that?
So now Jake has joined the chat as well, and his track that he would like to add to ACC is Mugello.
Yeah, I can go with that. I like Mugello.
I wouldn't complain about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, definitely wouldn't mind Mugello. What else would be good?
Maybe something Montreal, Nate says, like
Montreal.
I was thinking
right?
about like some more Asian tracks, like maybe Fuji,
Malaysia?
Autopolis.
Malaysia.
Oh yeah.
Malaysia would be good. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing more Asian tracks. Yeah, for sure. A lot of people don't like Shanghai, but I don't mind it.
I do think it's quite enjoyable in F1 cars, to be fair.
Yeah, maybe not in these. I don't think maybe in GT3 cars it would be that good.
I think they have another track configuration where that will cut out the very long back straight. So
yeah, but then we got the exact opposite of Paul Ricard. So
yeah, so
F has the chicanes and we don't, do we? So
yeah, so since we are talking about French tracks now, Charger comes up with Le Mans and the Bugatti configuration that is used in the MotoGP layout.
will AC2 replace ACC? We don't know. If it's anything like AC1, then probably not. I can't imagine it would. Because I think ACC is like so specialized that you can't really replace it. You know what I mean? I mean, like I think everyone knows now that the ACC is like, if you want to race GT3s and GT4s, then ACC is just the best for it, especially GT3s. You can probably get more racing on stuff like iRacing, but I much prefer how the GT3s are in ACC than on iRacing. I think on iRacing they're a bit weird. One thing that iRacing does really well though is open wheelers. I think they do open wheelers so good.
I have a track that many people would like, I believe.
Oh.
Pelagos.
Ooh. Yeah, we don't have any South American tracks either, do we?
I don't think so.
Interesting. Yeah, I could get down with that. What else would be good? Jeddah. No, I'm joking.
I mean, like,
Ooh,
you can
Istanbul
always.
Park.
I mean, you can always get me with street circuits, but I think Jeddah is a track that is very good for like time trial and whatever, but not for racing necessarily.
Istanbul Park would be good. I wouldn't mind Istanbul Park. Here's a bit of an oddball one. How about this one, right? If you're for a very long time F1 watcher, what about the San Marino Grand Prix circuit?
San Marino Grand Prix circuit, you're
San
not talking
Marino.
about Imola, right?
Nope. I am talking about the tiny nation state of San Marino. Wait, am I dumb? Hang on a second. It's very possible that I'm dumb and I'm actually just talking about Misano without realising it.
I mean, like, to be fair, Misano and Imola each are like 50 kilometers away from San Marino, actually.
What
and
is that
since I think it was 1998, where two races were taking place in Germany, but the title of the German Grand Prix could only be taken once. So instead of naming it like the Eiffel Grand Prix as like in 2020, I believe it was, they just called it the Luxembourg Grand Prix because it was it's very close to Luxembourg.
Oh, that might be it, yeah. Oh, piss.
A trial mountain from
Trial mountain.
Okay, now we are with some wild ideas here.
Now we're talking.
But I'd rather have the old version. Have you played GT7?
I have not played GT7.
I think
I get a PS5 to save my life.
I mean, like, it's for the.
Oh, hang on. Tyrion's
in
the pits. Tyrion's in the pits. Which means the only person in the top 10 that still hasn't appeared is Jack Mason, who I think is going all the way for the 30-minute pit stop. But Tyrion has come in, so I will be keeping an eye on his pit timer. So
yeah, at this point, I highly doubt that we will see any significant weather changes that should change the strategy of Jack at this point. So he could just pit.
It is a slow pit stop. 1 minute 16 was his pit stop. Emo, I don't know what happened to Emo there. He should have been able to jump him in the pits, but I don't think he was able to. Oh no, he was! Emo's in the lead!
Oh, okay, he's done it?
Emo has in fact done it. I think.
And he's leaving by quite some amount, like 12 seconds.
Yeah, that's.
So I actually think Emo didn't take any new tires in his pit stop, only fueled up for the rest of the race.
Very interesting. It's very interesting to see what his average lap times is.
If that's true, we might see Tyrion catching up quite a lot on the last half hour of the race.
His average lap times are 1 minute 45.6, which is pretty quick. Emo might have had an incredible strategy call here.
Yeah, so another, like, so as I was talking about Trial Mountain, so in GT7 they change up the final part of the track a little bit. They tilkified the track, to put it like this, so instead of the last chicane of the lap where you could launch yourself into the barrier to do a kickflip with your car, like, they now put two 90-degree corners there, so
Oh,
yeah. That was my
How
reaction
else
as
am I
well when I
gonna
saw it on the...
how else am I going to cheat against the AI now? For fuck's sake!
Now you actually need to drive quick.
Oh
Horror.
no, can't be doing that, mate.
Yeah, so
Right, hang
Charger
on.
has the idea of Yas Marina. No,
Wrong. I mean, it's okay to have a wrong opinion, Charger, but it is a wrong opinion. I'm sorry, mate.
I wouldn't mind the new layout that they used for last
don't
year's
like it.
Grand Prix.
I still don't like it. It just feels a bit. It feels clumsy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
understand
feels
what you
like
mean.
they kind of instead of like designing the track holistically, it feels like they just like they put a bunch of corners together. You know what I mean?
I mean, like, I see a lot of people shitting on Hermann Tilke for his new creation of tracks, but you need to... But, I mean, you can do this, but however, you need to admit that he also has done some very good tracks as well, like the Malaysian Grand Prix that you just mentioned.
Park.
Yeah.
Temple Park is brilliant. I love his stuff.
Yeah, and as fate would want to have it, I got to know someone whose father works with Tilke, and I'm not leaking anything, hopefully that or say anything that I shouldn't say, but like the list of requirements for a FIA Grade 1 track are like,
Yeah.
it's so long that it's almost impossible to come up with something original at this point with the amount of racing tracks that we have right now. Like distance to hospitals, like
but like
the
at the same
start
time,
finish
it's
line
like,
needs to be like this and this amount of meters long. Hospitalities.
I think the biggest
infrastructure, like...
I think the biggest problem with Herman Tilke's tracks recently is that he's kind of just like forgot that elevation is a thing. You know what I mean? It's like all of his tracks recently are flat as fuck. Like the only one that isn't is Baku, but then he didn't really have a choice about that because it's a street circuit.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can only work with the location that you are given with. Like, for example, Kota has some good elevation changes in the first sector. And
Yeah,
even
but
like the first corner where it goes.
Doesn't Kota doesn't Kota have like a really bad problem with the tarmac where like the hill is actually like too steep and the tarmac's like sinking?
Yeah. And they had to resurface it for a Formula 1 Grand Prix, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
And there were very bad bumps on the back straight.
Yeah. Then again, it is also in Texas, so and it is like hotter than the surface of the sun there.
Yeah, so you want to have another cursed track in ACC?
Go on.
Las Vegas.
I mean,
like,
we go racing in the car park, boys.
I mean, like, it will make for some very epic, like, screenshots and whatever. I think you could go on a rampage there on the Scapes mode in Gran Turismo and have some amazing photos there, but
I think that's the problem though with like with modern F1 is like you have all these amazing tracks in America to go to, and you choose a fucking car park.
Oh, as I just caught on the stream on YouTube, Oliver Curtin seems to have slammed the wall on the final corner, so...
Oh, no.
And it seems to be quite a hit with a few seconds of damage, so that's probably worth keeping an eye on. So since on the gap between him and Ross Hayden.
I'm just looking at the lap times between Mo and Tyrion right now. Average lap times are literally identical. Tyrion average lap time so far 1 minute 40 on this stint. 1 minute 45 7.21. And for Emo, 1:45.742. So there's 2/100ths of a second in between their average lap time, but Emo has done 7 more laps on these tyres already. So I think Emo is in like prime position to win this race.
Yeah, I don't see him dropping this one by any chance.
Unless he hasn't taken tyres, and then that car is going to get sketchy. Who else do we have out of this race right now? I think we've got Craig Fairweather out of this race. I think he's out. Nathan Shirley, he exited on lap 15. Martin Chaffert, lap 12. Wout Vlayen on lap 5. Peter Varga on lap 4. And Sergio Lemke on lap 3. So we do have 16 runners left. The last 25 minutes of this one. And it looks like the Emo plate has actually pulled a masterclass in strategy, and he has jumped Tyrion and Banks. Banks had a bit of a slow stop here, and he's all the way down in 4th behind Hugo Gomez. How far are these behind Hugo? 6 seconds. Banks has been, on average, 2/10 quicker. But that's not going to be enough.
So it seems like Hugo is going for his first podium in this season then. Running in P3 right now. Making it 2 Hondas on the podium then. His best places being 2 P4s in the previous round in Donington Park this far.
Yeah. Just kind of design a virtual track. That would do it.
Like,
I bet
I mean, that would be
flat one though.
I mean, that would be like very interesting to see, like to see him design his like own circus without any requirements. Yeah, he doesn't seem to be a person that is often seen in the public giving interviews and everything, but like, I would love to see what he would do if like resources and locations weren't an issue.
Yeah.
As we see Jack Mason not taking the ideal line over the bus stop chicane, but so does Daniel Barnett. So Jack cuts the first part and Barnett cuts the second part. So I know it's not Barnett, it's the Mercedes of Medal, I believe. Yeah, number 4.
Down,
so
2 laps down. Yeah, I'd love to see Road Atlanta in this game. I think it'd be quite cool. For GT3s though, I think maybe for GT4s and the TCX cars, they'd be great. I think Road Atlanta would be fantastic because they're a bit softer. But I think the GT3 cars are a bit too stiff for Road Atlanta.
Yeah, also
for it to be fun anyway. You know what I mean? I know they race there in real life, but like, I think they'd be great in the GT4 cars.
Yeah, isn't Road Atlanta also the track where Petit Le Mans takes place? Like,
yep,
with the Insor cars.
It is. Yeah, I suppose if a DPI isn't stiff, too stiff to go through Road Atlanta, I suppose a GT3 car.
Yeah, I believe Ferrari in the early 2000s also used to test their cars at Road Atlanta, so
I do really prefer that. Mid Ohio as well is one that doesn't get enough attention. I think Mid Ohio is brilliant. Wait, hold up. No. Herman Tilke renovated Fuji Speedway.
So he made it what it is today, you mean?
Yeah. Oh wait, no, that was the post 2005. Yeah, so it was the chicane at the end, wasn't it? Well, not the chicane, but like all the wiggly bits.
Yeah.
The end of the track.
Yeah, I'd love to see Fuji make a return to F1, to be fair.
I mean, to be fair, Herman Tilke has had a lot of stinkers in it. Let's be real.
Yeah.
We've had... Though, in his defense, the new Russian GP circuit looks pretty good. Agora Drive.
Yeah, so...
But it has been terminated, so rip.
Yeah, let's see when we will actually manage to see some racing there.
Yeah, Agora Drive does look fun, though. Does look like a good track. Wait, really? Phillip Island was... Nah. That's not real. But if it is real, that is the most Australian thing I've ever heard in my entire life. There's no way that's real.
Hey, Phillip Island isn't on the mainland on Australia, I believe.
Yeah.
Like, it's on the southeast, I believe.
Yeah, he's not wrong. 1951, a group of 6 local businessmen decided to build a new track. They just decided. Just like, okay, we're gonna put... Alright mates, we're gonna put down a track here.
Also, what's worth mentioning is that Phillip Island is only 50 kilometers south of Melbourne, so... Knowing how crazy Australian people are for their F1 Grand Prix every time, a doubleheader between Melbourne and Phillip Island would be something to...
I'd love to see a return to Adelaide, though. I love Adelaide. I love watching the V8 Supercars there as well. It's brilliant.
Yeah, but if nowadays an F1 car takes one of these curbs, it flies into the grandstands most likely, so I don't think the racing would be that good anymore.
True, yeah. Yeah. Adelaide is cool, though. I'm going to keep an eye on the times real quick. Okay, MO is starting to drop quite heavily to Tyrion. MO's lap time is 1:45.9. Tyrion's 1:45.2. Time last lap, Tyrion was 3 tenths quicker. But I don't think that's going to be enough, is it? He's got 6 seconds to make up an 18-minute. That's mad though. Like Ireland, that's crazy.
Like maybe, like I don't know how old this track is. Like, if he's still alive and able to walk, like maybe we should donate him some beers as well and see if he comes up with a good layout again.
Well, it was in the 50s.
Or Magny Cool would be a cool track to have in ACC as well.
Well, they did actually race there because during the COVID season, didn't they?
Yeah.
They actually go to Magny Cool. I'm surprised it's not in the game yet.
Yes. Like from the time that F1 used to race there, I have some like some of my first memories watching F1 races were from Magny Cool.
My first F1 memory, the earliest one I can remember, is actually around Albert Park, Australia. I think it was 2005, 4.
How old are you, if I can ask?
I'm 25 years old.
Okay, I'm 24, so... Like, I remember my very first race, it was 2006 in Monaco. Like, and it was the race where Schumacher was starting from the very back because, like, he beached himself on purpose in the Rascas,
Yeah.
I believe it was. And, like, father was telling me, like, look at this guy, like, he's so quick, he will still win, look. I mean, it was only P6, but I was still impressed and took from there on.
Yeah, I remember the 2004 Australia Grand Prix. I remember because it was the one where Jenson Button got that BAR Honda to 4th place.
Oh, okay.
And I remember, but I've always loved that Honda BAR livery. You know, the white one with like the Lucky Strike logo. Oh, mate, goated livery.
Yeah, tobacco logos need to have a comeback to sponsoring F1 teams, even though I despise smoking.
Yes, well, I spoke, so I can't really say anything. But
Okay. Yeah. So, but as Rigel points out correctly, Tyrion is rapidly catching up towards Emerald Plate, and the gap is
yeah,
only 5 seconds. So
time last lap, Tyrion was 7/10 quicker, 6/10 quicker. Sorry.
yeah, so that doesn't seem to have that. It doesn't seem like Emerald Plate had some kind of incidents or coming together with a backmark car,
Or maybe he didn't
which
take
would
tires.
result in a 5-second time loss. So the tires really seem to go off right now, and
Maybe he didn't take
it's
tires. Then maybe that's what it was.
yeah. So it seems to be game on for Tyrion from now on for the race win.
And yeah, it is. It is gonna be close though. It'll be interesting to see how wide Emma can make that car. Average lap times have dipped into 46s for Emo. And Tyrion is still busting out 145 threes.
Yeah, he's smelling the blood from Emerald Plate, and I don't think he's going to slow down anytime soon.
I don't think so either. I don't think Hugo's going to be get there anytime soon either. But it is going to come down to the wire by the looks of it. This is going to be a very interesting and very close race at the end here, even after an hour and a half.
Yeah, something that I wanted to pick up on as well. So attack racing, earlier mentioned, like, do you know what's happening with the DDoS attack defense? Like something that it isn't really a DDoS attack from what people that are way more knowledgeable than me would say. Like the most likely thing that that's happening is that people find out the password for the server via brute forcing it, and
Why are they talking? Like, sorry, I don't really keep up with stuff. What do they mean by DDoS attacks? Has there been like a wave of those?
Yeah, so it started with the 24 hours SRO esports race. So in that race, it like unquote it got DDoSed, but it wasn't really a DDoS attack to begin with, since what's most likely happened is that the hackers found out the password for the server via brute forcing and sent so many messages into the in-game chat that it caused the server to crash. And the Unreal Engine seems to have problems with, like, for us foreign writing signs like Chinese, Japanese and whatever. Like once you see some of those messages, instead of displaying the sign, it's just like a circle with a question mark in it, and the code from the Unreal Engine doesn't seem to cope well with it. So that is the
Felix wins the pits. Also, attack is right. This
are we talking about tracks? Because this track looks like a bloke on his elbows and knees. Like, I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks like this.
It does actually look like that. He's right. And I hate that he's right, because now I'm not going to be able to fucking unsee it.
Yeah, it looks like a bloke whose favorite football team just lost the FA Cup final. Only missing the tears dropping down from
what
his
do you mean,
face.
mate? That's every English fan of football. What do you mean?
Yeah, every time an international tournament comes around.
More or less.
Yeah, and it's not coming home either.
It's coming home this year, mate. I believe. Where are you from, mate?
Germany.
I don't think I've ever asked. I should have guessed that from the accent. I didn't want to like say anything like just in case I got it wrong. Like,
yeah, I mean, like, people confuse me for either an American, because like my Discord is from a US sports team, and to be fair, my sleeping schedule also suits that evidence. And some people, like many people, think I'm Polish. Like, I have Polish roots, but I was born and raised in Germany. Only my family comes from the south of Poland.
Fair enough. Well, it's not coming home to Germany. I'll tell you that much. I mean, we beat you last World Cup, so.
Euro Cup, you mean?
Was it the Euros? Oh yeah, of course it was Euros. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Sorry.
the round of
I've completely,
16.
I've completely. I forgot what time it is. I just kind of exist now. All the
Yeah, you
dates.
only
All
won
the days.
because you had the home advantage in the Wembley.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it was the revenge for the Wembley goal a few decades back.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, Jerry. We have 10 minutes left in this race, and Tyrion is closing fast.
And Emo Play doesn't like the view that he's having right now, where Jack Mason is in front of him, but he gets out of the way and doesn't interfere with the battle for the lead of the race.
Emo has lost a second to Tyrion last lap. Tyrion did a 1:45.275. Plate did a 46.292. So this might actually be closer than we thought. Well, no, I mean like the battle might be closer than we thought if this keeps happening. We do have better swear words. This is true. But then again, the German language just sounds so aggressive. I think it just sounds better with English swear words because of all our swear words like really blunt.
I like how Germans swear in English because we have better swear words. To be fair, I don't agree with it.
We do have better swear words.
You absolute muppet.
Yeah, exactly.
That's something I hear quite a lot.
Wankers. Muppet's not a swear word.
Yeah, like
Muppet.
I remember that one clip. Like it was like I remember a Newcastle fan. Like it was like 7-year-old kid or something.
Yeah.
And he was asked about like it was Mitrovic and why he didn't like the player, and he just straight up said, "Because he's a wanker." The most English accent that you could think of.
I think the best thing about the English when it comes to insults anyway is that we can make anything sound like an insult.
By putting absolute in front of it.
Yeah, you absolute washing machine. See what I mean?
Yeah, to be fair, I know quite a lot of Polish cursing words and insults as well, and
Also, I used to work on building sites, mate. I know a lot of Polish words.
Yeah, so especially because like German and Polish languages sound way more aggressive than English for me.
This is true, yeah. But we do have the ability to make anything sound like an insult. Hello, Nate.
Hello.
We're talking about swear words. Do you want to join in?
I'm good.
Typical.
So, who do you
Bloody
think is going
Yanks.
to take the victory?
How close is it between Tyrion
I think
and
Emo's going to hang on to it.
Tyrion is starting to drop a bit of time here. He did a 1:45.8. Plate was actually faster than him last lap. 1:45.6 to Tyrion's 1:45.8. So, I think Emo has decided that he's going to stop cruising around and start putting the lead down. But as it stands right now, this is too close to call, really. The gap is 2.7 seconds. Far cry from the 6 that it was 10 minutes ago. Still more than enough time here. Tyrion, I'm sure now, can see Emo up the road. Yep, they are just coming around turn 7 now. And they can see each other. Tyrion's starting to look awfully scary in the mirrors there, I think.
Looks like Emma's got a couple cars battling right in front of him.
It's not like that, doesn't it? I'm looking at the focus now. Who's that in front of him?
I think the other one's Mad Al.
Yeah,
that's
that is
Mad Al.
Al. Yeah, it is.
But both Binga and Mad Al seem to go out of the way very quickly for ammo plates since they.
I think
no
Al
one wants to be
realizes.
the guy to interfere with
exactly.
the battle for the lead.
I think. Imagine the scenes if someone crashed.
Yeah, somebody pulls an Orcon.
Human. Oh, I think I'd uninstall the game. Just never sim race again. It is gonna get spicy. You are right, Charger. Like,
And the gap seems to be going.
Gap still going down. Yep.
Down.
Tyrion 3/10 quicker last lap.
So we are both likely still have 3 laps of racing on our hands. So the battle still seems to be on.
I'm looking now. I've gone both focused on pit lane, or pit wall rather, and it looks like Emo. Sorry, Emo. Yeah, Emo is slower in sector 1. Oh, there's a big chunk out of him there. 146.4 for Emo, 145.5 for Tyrion. I think we're going to get 3 more laps.
Yeah.
So
Even
if
if
that
he
keeps
catches
happening,
him, is he going to be able to get around him though?
that's the question, isn't it? Watkins is pretty hard to overtake at. Things are going to get spicy.
And now it's interesting to see how hard Tyrion is trying to send it. Like, I think he will go for it since he has over 20 seconds of AD to the number 40 car of Hugo Gomez in P3, so I think he can even allow himself a spin and he will lose nothing because of it. And the gap seems to be going down.
They are also completely clear of traffic. The next person ahead is Daniel Barnett. He's 35 seconds up the road, so this is going to be these two by themselves all the way to the finish now. Clean track ahead of them. No more back markers. No more interference. It's going to be 3 laps.
No, 2 laps now.
Is it 2 laps? It's going to be 2 laps.
So
oh, yeah, of course it is, yeah. The gap's still coming down. How bad would it be if one of them got a track limit penalty? No?
I think it's very hard to get a done for track limits on this track. Like only the
picking another 4 tenths out. Sorry for interrupting there. I just wanted to get that in. It's 2 laps to go now, right? Yeah, it's 2 laps to go. So it's going to be white flag next time, boat. I think Tyrion's going to have to get. Actually, Tyrion. To be fair to Tyrion, he has been putting in his fastest laps of the race in these closing minutes. Emma Plate just needs to hang on.
Yeah, Emo's going to be aware of that, and I don't know. Like, I haven't seen Emo in a situation like this for quite a long time, where like, he has a huge lead, and it diminishes even further and further and further by the laps that go by, and like it's less than a second of a gap, and Tyrion will be able to attack at least one time, I believe.
We have to have the slipstream as well, so he's only going to get closer and closer.
Like if Emo Plate now screws up on the first corner of the last lap, he will be done.
I think any mistake can be done. The pressure is insane. I think
I don't want to be in this skin right now.
And it's not like Tyrion's car is hidden, is it? With the bright neon yellow.
Yeah, he will
Delivery.
see it from 5 seconds away with this color scheme.
Here we go. White flag this time, by. Another 8/10 out in that lap. Tyrion now less than a second away. Oh,
he
Tyrion!
almost was his car. No.
Ooh, maybe the Honda sketching is coming to bite him a little bit there. But now the gap is now a second, maybe.
Yeah.
About
With that rear end loss of the Honda, like ammo plate's heart rate will sink from 300 to 200 now.
That's got to be.
If we go to the bus stop.
That's got to be so frustrating for Tyrion there. Oh,
Yeah.
bit of a wiggle there for the Mercedes. But we are on the white flag laps now. Tyrion closing back up again. His last chance is going to be into this corner, isn't it?
Yeah, look at him getting into that braking zone there. He just sends it.
Yeah, he is sending it because he knows this corner coming up is probably one of his last. Well, it probably is his last chance into turn 8, and he's not close enough. But he does have a good run.
Like
Using all the track.
Inside.
Yes, in all the track there. Tyrion.
Nah, that's it.
That's it. It looks like
The final race.
gonna hang on.
Yeah.
Mo Plate is your winner of Balance of Power round 6. Checkered flag. Tyrion, what a charge at the end of the race there, but only can come home in second. Hugo Gomez, after being down into, I think it was in 5th place, he comes home in 3rd place, his first podium of the season. Not bad at all for Hugo. Deanley Banks, who for the longest time looked like he was on pace with the leaders. One bad pit stop puts him down to 4th place, and Emil Schoblom, who kind of went unnoticed this race, coming home in a very comfortable 5th, really. It'd be interesting to see what does to the championship. There it is. We'll try and get an interview with Emo. See if you can.
Yeah, I'm just generally asking if anyone wants to share their thoughts on the racetrack and the race itself. Something that deserves a shout out is Jack Mason taking home P7, by far his
P7,
best finish of the season.
Jack's best finish
And
so far.
Al Gardner as well in
P10.
P9.
Yeah, Al Gardner did pretty well this race, it's got to be said. Well, let's hope we can get some interviews going. It'd be nice to get a talk with him with Emo, but I imagine he doesn't want to talk to anyone after that one.
Yeah, I think he's at first taking a well-deserved shower.
I don't think anyone can be blamed for that. Or maybe he's just like practicing some meditation after that race, get his heart rate down.
Yeah, so now we have the problem, no, rather the reason for Emo Plate's very high heart rate. The guy who managed to finish in P2, half a second behind our race winner, Tyrion Dave. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm very wet and moist.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Or she rather not said. But yeah, whatever.
Oh, that was a great race.
He did look
I chose the wrong strategy at the start, and I filled it up, thinking, "Oh, I'll do a short stop and see how we go." But I wasn't kind of expecting to have quite so good pace. And the tyres after the hour, or round about the hour, just started to feel really bad. I thought, oh, cock, I'm going to have to change tyres. I'm not going to make it to the end. There's no chance. So when I came out, so I think I was 12 seconds behind Mo. I thought, oh, I don't think so. And then I started chipping away and chipping away and chipping away, and I went about half a second faster than I'd gone in practice. So banged in a, what was it, 44.7. So I don't know where that came from.
You're doing some pretty mental laps, got to be said. Trying to find your personal best.
Yeah, I think it was a 144.752.
Yeah, definitely not slow, mate.
Yeah, so I don't know where that pace suddenly come from. I was like, "Oh, this actually might be on," as I was catching, you know. And we both caught obviously back markers, but yeah, it was great in the end. It was a really good chase.
We got real close at the end. We saw on the, I think it was the last lap, you got a wiggle coming out, I think, turn 1.
Yeah, I just kind of got my line a little bit, or my entry wrong as I sort of braked and tried to get the nose in, so I just floored it on the exit. And on the curb, it just went, nope.
Yeah.
So as soon as that happened, I thought, it's not happening now. If I would have got the exit and the run, I'd have had a slipstream all the way up the hill, and I might have had a chance then in the last half of the lap. But as soon as that tail had a little wiggle, I thought, no, that's it now, I'm too far back. But, you know.
You still made it close, though. 5 tenths separating you and Emma at the end there, even with that wiggle. From 12 seconds down to 5 tenths is not bad going at all, mate.
No, it was a great chase. I was really pleased with my pace and that. But Emo, he was quick at the start because we was the three of us were having a great race at the start.
Yeah.
I'd say I wasn't expecting to be able to stay where I started. That was the thing. So I took a different strategy. If I'd have gone 50-50, I'd have probably come out where Emo was, you know. So, but that's the way it goes, isn't it? I tried something different, it didn't work. So.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, that means you're second place in the championship, mate.
Yeah, no, that's my best ever league finish, I think. So yeah.
Yeah, that was that. I think I don't think the double points have come in actually. I think yeah.
Yeah, they've come in.
It's not double. Oh no, it has. Yeah, you're right. My bad. Yeah, it has. Yeah, you're second place.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely take that. I'm well happy with that. So it's
not bad at all, mate.
Not very often I'm up there.
Actually, no. I think the drop round's not. So for some reason, it's made your drop round this round, but you've been given extra 90 points. So I don't know what's going on there.
No matter what would happen, like that would mean you would get another 60 points more, which would still put you
no,
behind Eddie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm confused. It's not hard to confuse me though, mate. Well raced, mate. That was pretty good. Good from where we were watching, anyway. And here we have third place man Hugo Gomez.
So Hugo, at first, congrats to your podium on the final race of the season.
Thank you for
that. So when did you notice that a podium might be on the cards on the race today?
Well, it was really when I pitted. I was kind of lost because I pitted around 5 minutes before race half-ish. I didn't really know where everybody was, and then suddenly I realized Banks, which was P2 as far as I know during the first stint, was like 8 seconds behind me. Until
Banks
then,
really
I just... What's that?
Banks had a really slow start. I think he was like 20 seconds slower than everyone else.
Huh.
So I don't know what happened there.
Whatever it was, I was only third in terms of actual standings. And I just thought I was just running for first place, to be honest, until I saw all of that, because top 3 on the start were just ludicrous, like actual animal pace. I could not follow up on that. But I don't know, the race just turned out well for me. I guess I got lucky. But I'll say what.
I'm sorry. No, you got it. Go on.
No, I want to say I really do like this format of actually, not having a quali and just basing it off championship standings. It's the first time I do this, and it was really interesting because we weren't really on our supposed grid spots, right, in terms of our pace on that track at that time, which I really, really liked, but that's just my grain of salt. grain of sand or whatever.
Well, like you said, it was maybe a bit lucky, but you know, motorsports is part skill, part luck, right?
I mean,
Since I don't know what happened. I'm sorry.
I mean, like, I just wanted to follow it up by saying it's also a skill to put yourself into the right position to profit from other people having bad luck.
I guess you're right, but since I don't know what happened, right? I'm just gonna call it luck, because I really have no idea of why Banks lost so much time or whoever was on P2.
Yeah, we don't know because he was like 20 seconds slower in the pit stop. We're not sure if he like had damage from the earlier in the race. He just tried to fix it or something like that. I don't know, but
Yeah, I was wondering that too. So I was expecting him to get me at the stop as well.
yeah, very weird.
Well, I mean, whatever it was, it turned out well this time, so I will not complain.
Yeah, we can't ask him. He's only come for an interview or something. Well, any other questions you want to ask, Marco?
No, not really.
Cool. All right.
I don't have anything in mind right now.
We have our winner here coming in.
Yeah, I'll move on him real quick.
Bring him in. Yeah.
And there he is, the guy who managed to win the last race of the BOP2 Championship. Emo Plate, congratulations.
Hi guys, thank you Marco.
What did you think when you came out of the pit stop ahead of everyone else?
Well, I had to try the undercut because it was very difficult to pass someone on this track. So yeah, when it was about 45 minutes, I decided to go straight in and maybe do a good undercut. So when I came out, I tried to do a couple of fast laps, and yeah, it was enough to pass Dean, and I saw that Tyrion continued a bit longer. But yeah, that meant that he had better tires at the end, so he was closing in fast at the end. So it was a very exciting final.
How relieved were you to see his little bobble there on turn 1 exit?
Sorry?
Oh, maybe you didn't see his little bobble coming on the exit of turn 1 on the final lap.
Yeah.
For Tyrion.
Tyrion got a bit squirrely coming out of turn 1.
Yeah, oh, I didn't see it. I had to focus fully.
Too focused, yeah, on the last lap.
I was sweating like crazy because there was a lot of. He was doing very fast laps, so I had to try everything to keep him behind me and keep the car on the track.
I think I left a mark there on the exit of that one.
Yeah.
Round mark, yeah.
I look it up in the replay.
Yeah, it was, we got nervous as well. We thought he was going to go, but he did hold it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
You were very consistent this race. Did you get a lot of practice in? Did you practice more for this race, considering it's a 90-minute race instead of 2 30-minute ones?
No, I just did 2 runs on the practice server, but yeah, I think I just made a pretty good setup straight away. I think it's a bit lucky because it felt really good and safe to drive.
Do you think you're better in these longer races instead of the short 30-minute ones?
I like them more because it's a little bit more strategy, and you don't have to push all the time, and you can also win it in the pit stop. So yeah, you don't need to do a passing on the track necessarily. So it's it's fun.
It's fair enough. Well, Marco, any other questions?
No, I think you've covered everything that needs to be asked for so far.
Stuff. Well, with that win, Emo, that puts you 3rd place in the championship.
Nice.
So that's it. I think that's everything then. I think we're all done, boys.
Yeah. Well, thank you for organizing.
Well, we didn't organise it. We just sit on comms and chat shit for 90 minutes. So. Well,
thanks for that too.
Yeah, well,
No problem.
anytime I
Definitely
can chat shit all
appreciate
day.
it.
Yeah.
Well, with that then, boys, that is Balance of Power Season 2 concluded. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for everyone for coming to the races. Thank you all the drivers. Thank you everyone watching behind the YouTube screens. Thank you very much everyone for turning up for the race. And with that, we will no doubt see you again very soon. Goodbye.